Basic Electrical and Electronics Engineering. In that, the first unit is Introduction to Electrical Circuit. So in that we have the topics on electrical circuit elements, types of sources, source transformation, Ohm's law, Kirchhoff laws, network reduction techniques, that series parallel, star to delta, delta to star transformation, and the last topic is mesh and nodal analysis. Before going to start the topic, first we have to see the basic symbol for the different parameters. These parameters are used to form a network or a circuit. So this is the resistor. Symbol for the resistor is this. An inductor. This is a symbol for the inductor. And this is a capacitor. This is a symbol for the capacitor. And voltage sources. In this voltage source, we have DC voltage source and AC voltage source. DC means direct current voltage source. AC means alternating current voltage source, and this is a current source and ammeter voltmeter. This ammeter is used to measure the current and voltmeter is used to measure the voltage. So in this table we have different quantities, symbol and units of that quantity. First, voltage, the symbol is V, unit volts. Current, symbol is I, unit ampere. Charge, symbol is Q, unit coulomb. Power, symbol is P, unit watts. Energy, symbol is W, unit joules. Time, symbol is small t, and units are seconds. Next, so behavior on the parameters which are connected in the circuit. That circuits are divided into three types. So based on the behavior of the parameters in the circuit or a network, the electrical networks are divided into three types. First is active and passive network. Next, linear and non-linear network. Next, bilateral and unilateral network. First, we will see what is active elements and passive elements. So the active elements in which can produce the energy in the form of voltage or current are called active elements. The examples of the active elements is voltage source and current source. Here, the voltage source or current source are produce the energy in the form of voltage or current. So these type of sources is called active elements, and these active elements is also called energy donors because they are giving the energy. So the network which consists of these active elements, then that network is called active network. Next, passive elements. Passive elements in which can take energy in the form of voltage or current are called passive elements. Examples for these passive elements is resistor, capacitor, and inductor. So these resistor, capacitor, and inductors are take the energy from the source. So that's why they are called the acceptors, energy acceptors. So in any network consists of RLC parameters, then that network is called passive network. Next, linear and non-linear network. Linear network is a network whose parameters means like a resistor, inductor, and capacitor are always constant irrespective of change in time, voltage, and temperature. It is known as linear network. Means the behavior of the resistor, inductor, and capacitor is not changing with respect to the change in voltage, temperature, and time. Then that network is called linear network. And non-linear network is a circuit whose parameters change their values with change in time, temperature, and voltage, etc. He is known as non-linear elements. Examples of these non-linear elements are diode and transistor. See, in the case of diode and transistor, as we change the time, temperature, and voltage, the behavior of that element is changing. So that kind of network is called non-linear network. Next, bilateral network. A circuit whose characteristics behavior is same irrespective of direction of the current to the various element is called bilateral network. Examples of this bilateral network is resistor, inductor, and capacitor. See, in the case of resistor, if current is flowing from first terminal to second terminal, Either current is flowing from second terminal to first terminal. The behavior of the resistor is same. So here the behavior is irrespective of the direction of the current. So these kind of elements is called bilateral elements, and the network which consists of bilateral element is called bilateral network. Next, unilateral network. A circuit whose operation or behavior is depending on the direction of the current through the various elements is called unilateral network. The examples are diode and transistor. See, in the case of diode, if current is flowing from positive to negative terminal, then the diode behaves in the forward bias. If current is flowing from negative to positive, then the diode behaves in a reverse bias condition. So here the behavior of the element is changing by the change of direction of the current. So these kind of networks is called unilateral network.